In tonight's Biz Blitz, 3 of the day's top business headlines. You decide whether they're worth a look and maybe down the road an investment. First up, Target, better known as Target, caving to protesters, announcing they're going to start raising their minimum wage, just like Walmart, to $9 an hour, starting next month. So does this increase mean the protesters will have to hang up their bullhorns for good? Ty Young and Mark Serrano are here and ready to rip. Mark, now you say these protesters will never be happy, but here we go. What do you think?
They won't ever be happy. These social justice protesters, union leaders, they have been shaming these companies to raise their minimum wages, but they don't have to. Target and Walmart and TJ Maxx are all following the marketplace because the job market is tightening for wage workers. Heck, Target just a couple weeks ago laid off 1,700 people from their corporate offices, saving $2 billion. Well, some of that money is going towards paying these wage earners, but these protesters did not do it.
Have done this, though, without the president jawboning about this?
Oh, yeah. This is about the marketplace, and that's the beauty of it, is the protesters, they don't trust the marketplace.
Gotcha. Well, you know, one of the reasons for this is that they're saying that, look, it's all about keeping and recruiting good people, and if we don't pay this, they'll go somewhere else. Do you buy that?
You know, I do. What Target's doing is a perfect example of the free market and how supply and demand market works for labor as well. Target must pay more to their workers to retain and attract the most talented people. I mean, protesters are going to protest, but this is an example of how government intervention we don't need government intervention. Target's raising wages because they want to attract those employees or retain them at least.
Yeah. Why are those protesters working? I always wonder about that. On to issue 2, lower gas prices may be padding consumers' wallets, but a new report says hundreds of thousands of industry workers are also being kicked to the curb, and with $35 oil possibly just around the corner, could more be impacted? Ty, you say, yeah. What do you think?
Well, there's no question that lowering oil prices is a leading indicator of a slowing economy. That being said, the lower oil prices mean lower gas prices, and that means that the average consumer doesn't put money into the gas tank and they can put it into the economy. So it has a stimulating effect on the economy short and midterm. And as far as the oil workers concerned, I mean, that's a boom or bust business. The actual name Boomtown came from oil towns in Texas when they went in to get oil and they would make a ton of money from pumping oil out of the ground. And the oil workers, they've been through the ebbs and flows of the industry, and they've always thrived. Those are tough people, and I think they'll thrive going forward.
But you wonder how much longer this drags on and the effect.
Yeah, one industry's bust is another industry's boom. So right now, those that their bottom line is dependent on fossil fuels, those who have to transport their goods like consumer products or foods, airlines, shipping companies, they're all doing better right now. Right. But it probably won't last, terribly long. I think the risk for some of these companies is because some of them are cutting their workforce by 10 or 15%. The risk they may run into is a year or year and a half from now, they may have a deficit of talent because they cut too deeply right now.
They've overdone it. All right, guys, final item here. Issue number 3. You heard it here yesterday. The Fed is done being patient. Time for you to nab that low-rate mortgage while you still can. Mark, you say maybe? What?
Yeah, so the Fed is all over the place. We were expecting them to cut rates come June. Now they're already saying, well, probably not. We're going to be patient. We're not going to be patient. Maybe not in June. Now it's likely to happen in September. So I think that's what this means for home shoppers is instead of June, they probably have until September. Rates are roughly around 4% right now for a mortgage. They'll go up to 5% maybe by the end of the year is what's expected. But there is now a window during the prime shopping season for a home during spring and summer for, especially new home buyers. Millennials will probably outpace X-Geners in purchasing homes. Their biggest problem right now is they don't have the down payment, the deposits for it. So
I hope they don't ask their dads for it. That gets to be obnoxious. All right, Ty, what do you think? That this actually could be a boon to housing because people will get off the fence?
Neil, the Fed has lowered their estimates on inflation for the next 2 years. They're lowered their estimates on growth going forward. I don't think they're going to raise rates this year, and I'd actually be surprised if they lowered them during this administration. And the reason for that is I think if they raise rates, it'll expose the failures of this administration from an economic standpoint.
No, that's an interesting angle. Guys,
I think there's a lot more things that are going to expose the failures of this administration.
And
just the Fed.
soon enough. Guys, thank you both very much.